Brian, in the first probably 4 years that I started my research, I spent an incredible amount of time being really angry. I was, researching this, and I was really trying to figure out from a medical doctor perspective, why do we do this? What is there a reason why we don't want kids to have measles and chickenpox and rubella and things like that? Because when I was a child, I grew up in a chiropractic family. I got no vaccines. I had the age-appropriate measles, mumps, rubella, chickenpox. I had pertussis twice. And I never thought anything about it. When I was growing up, it was kind of a rite of passage thing that kids went, oh, yeah, they got the chickenpox, good, they can get that behind them, that sort of thing. And so I was like, why are we doing this? And I spent the first 3 or 4 years really reading voluminous amounts of vaccine information in the Pediatric Infectious Disease Journal and JAMA and the New England Journal of Medicine and CDC documents and all this stuff, trying to figure out why it was such a bad thing for kids to get measles. Because the death rate from measles was 2 in a million, only 2 in a million, which is minuscule, the year before the measles vaccine was even came to market. So all of this hype about kids are going to die if they get measles just hasn't been true since 1963. And so I spent a long time, and then I got angrier and angrier about the whole thing. I was mad at the pharmaceutical industry. I was really upset with physicians that didn't bother to investigate all of this. And I was kind of mad at parents that they would never question, and they would just take their little baby in and sacrificially put them on the table and let them be jabbed full of stuff. And I was really mad. And then I came to the conclusion that being mad all the time probably wasn't really good for my message. And I probably was easier to reach people with honey than with vinegar. And so I sort of changed the style, and the information is the same, but the delivery changed a lot. And that I don't get angry about it now. I mean, my job, and I feel really my job, is to be like Joanna Appleseed and just have a big bucket of seeds underneath my arm, and I'm just throwing seeds out there. And I never know which seed is gonna make a difference to somebody. I never know where the good soil is. It's not my job to make the seeds sprout. It may take years. I mean, people may hear a lecture about problems with vaccines, and it really doesn't click in with them until 5 years later when they have a baby. And then they go, I can't remember somebody talking about that maybe these vaccines weren't so good. What was that about? And then they go back and they kind of relook at it. And so when you look at and you're a truth sower, you don't care where the seeds sow or how they sprout or what happens to them. You do these interviews because it's incredible information and it's sowing seed. And that's what our job is for people like us, is to just sow the seeds and then let nature and God take care of the rest.
It's still amazing that this content is censored on our social platforms. It's incredible.
Yep.
And most people don't even realize that. It's interesting, Tucker Carlson's going across the US right now with these live events, and I'm kind of enjoying watching him published kind of the next day. But he had a conversation with Nicole Shanahan, which was Bobby's VP, and she had a whole experience, with vaccine injuries. And he's playing the video, and then they literally cut out a chunk that's 10 minutes long, and they say, if we publish this on YouTube, then we'll lose our account. And it was, I think, done intentionally, just to remind people that this is still, it's just incredible, that basically our human rights and our First Amendment rights are being violated by these companies still today. And most people don't realize it, because when you censor something, people just don't see it. And then they don't realize it, and people are busy. And that's in their searches, and all of their socials. But like right now, you're censored on a regular basis. I am, and anyone who still talks about that, which is, again, just mind-boggling to me, especially with now all the evidence that's coming out. But even as a fact, still 4 years later, we can't just talk about these things.
I'm permanently banned from Facebook, permanently banned from Instagram, permanently banned from PayPal and Podbean. And I've heard from other people that they've been told by somebody somewhere that they shouldn't publish any of my interviews because it's bad for them. I have people that have really large accounts on on their YouTube channel that won't interview me, because when they do, their channel either gets censored, they get flagged, or they get taken down or shut down or something like that. So and interestingly enough, we have some centers here in the U.S., one in Cleveland and one in California, that do a treatment called ECP, which stands for external counterpulsation. That is for cardiovascular and overall health reasons that we do these. I had a client that came in and had tremendous results. He interviewed me. He had a big Facebook channel. He had 11 million followers on his Facebook channel. He's a guitar player, and he interviewed me, and all we talked about was ECP and health. And his channel got censored, and he dropped out. 50% of his audience got taken away, and we didn't even talk about vaccines. It's just the fact that it's me. So I'm personally censored and personally attacked by the government and by these big tech things.
Yeah,
so it's been an interesting journey.
It's just your name right now that triggers them. And now mine as well, and our show, because we were taken off YouTube a year ago. But then I think it was someone who said recently, I don't know if it was Alex Jones or someone else. No, maybe it was Ike that said he now wonders if somebody's still on YouTube, he's very suspicious. And that's an interesting point, I must say.
Hey, I know investing in crypto is scary. It takes a real leap of faith, because there are so many scams, rug pulls, and bad actors out there. It's a dangerous business, which is why 95% of people lose all their money. Well, that's why I created the London Real Investment Club, so you can access the hottest deals on the planet and use the crypto bull market to create the generational wealth that you deserve. Join my team of over 100 people from around the world that are making millions of dollars behind the scenes investing in blockchain, AI, Web3 games, DeFi, Bitcoin, and more. Don't miss out. Click the link below to book a call with one of my team now. But hurry, this bull market will end soon.
I know investing in crypto can be scary. That's why you gotta join the investment club. Pull the trigger. Let's do this.